When I was a kid, we didn't murder CEOs. They just gave us each a penny and we did what we were told. They don't care how many people they watch work themselves to death. The only thing they're scared of is a bullet in the chest. Monopoly money, they spend it like it's nothing. A mansion in heaven, a couple politicians.
Because the first thing I'm going to say is what they told us to do in the fucking outside the room. And I'm like, this is fucking dumb.
Well, welcome back, Eric.
It is great to be back.
I think it's 57. No, 58. Episode 58.
Hell yeah.
Sounds right. Yeah, dude. So before I hit play, we were just talking about some pretty cool training you went through.
It was so high speed.
So active shooter training. So if you had applied this kind of training that you went through, how would Uvalde be different?
There would be more dead kids.
There'd be more
Even
dead kids.
dead kids than there already were.
If that was, I don't even know how it's possible, but somehow. Okay. Let me see. I got to adjust these levels. I did a podcast with my kids and they're just like screaming, dude. Like, ah.
I'm going to have to keep like this little like not doing this stupid head bob thing towards the camera.
Yeah. If you just want to keep it like a fist away from your face, if you can, pull it wherever you need it, dude. Okay. Doot. That's good for me.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so it's pretty frustrating when you go through shit like that, dude. Like you're like, these are the guys that could possibly show up to my kids, being in an active shooter event, and this is what they're going to do.
This is what they were taught to do.
So
they think it's the right thing. That's the shitty thing.
How receptive were they when you were like, maybe this isn't the best way to do it? Or you were kind of like in a role where you couldn't say anything?
It was mostly because I was as a student.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, dude, if this had been a couple months ago and I was in a different
outfit.
Yeah. Not long ago, I took.
Can you hand me those nicotine pouches right there? Thank you. That one's already open.
Not long ago, I went through Tucson PD's active shooter training that they just put on.
Yeah.
And it was one of the best I've ever been to. And
you can talk about that all day. Yeah. Because that's not.
Cool.
It's not relevant to.
I've been to several active shooter courses.
Sure.
And dude, every time I get the chance, I
enjoy them.
Yeah. Where else are you going to get that opportunity, man?
Shoot a bunch of dudes who know how to shoot too with simunitions.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Fuck yeah. And then, you try to be a good bad guy for them too.
Sure. Yeah.
So I've been through Alert. Oh, I'm going to fuck up.
Yeah.
Alert is advanced law enforcement.
Google it.
Rapid response training. So it's like,
okay.
It's the organization. I think it started with LSU, the university.
Yeah.
They started putting together, got a whole bunch of dudes with really good experience, started putting together this idea of like, we want to get all cops on one kind of training idea of like, this is what you should do for active shooters. So they, from what I remember from the course, this was like 10 years ago.
Sure.
Then I went through their instructor course. They brought in a bunch of Delta guys and stuff to try to help them build the course.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal. And they're kind of like the standard for how you do this.
Can you pull that just a little bit closer, dude? I'm sorry.
No, dude. I'm going to
see. That's way better.
Is it?
It's just that few inches, maybe.
Yeah,
It's like,
just a few inches. I'm just not used to having something so circular in my face.
Don't lie.
So I did that. Tucson PD's was really good. Really and even for a basic course. And that's kind of what they said that they wanted it to be, was like a basic for all the officers in the area too. They wanted to get everybody kind of like on one page.
Yeah.
Sounds fucking great, right?
Makes sense. Yeah.
And that way they're like, hey, if Pima County and Tucson shows up, or if you show up, boom, you all have like some sort of a similar training. And I thought the course was well developed, well put together, and the scenarios were fucking phenomenal, which is rare for me to say about something. And then I went to this one and it was fucking garbage. It was like the whole concept of the thing of the training was like, how do you do this safely? Well, man, someone's shooting kids. I don't give a fuck how safely I'm doing it.
Sure.
Like, I'm not going to try to get killed before I can stop the guy. But like, your safety takes a little bit of a back burner.
It has to, right?
Yeah.
There's like priorities of life, right? And it's like hostages first is on top.
Yeah.
Like,
especially when they're fucking kids, man. Like,
exactly. Yeah, for sure.
There's no higher priority, man.
Yeah, if he's got a bunch of Delta dudes on their knees or whatever, you're like, I mean,
all right.
Hey,
like
we can play a little safer. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, he's got those guys? Like, well, what am I going to do?
What am I going to do?
What am I going to? They're probably better off even handcuffed.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I have those Uvalde shooting videos saved in my phone, dude. And every now and then, like when I'm scrolling through, just looking at pictures or going through stuff, I'll see those and I'll always watch them. And it's just like so fucking tough to watch, dude.
Yeah.
Like those guys, I'm sure, well, I don't know about Uvalde PD, but there were dudes there who had to have had active shooter training at some point, especially like the resource officers that were there. Like, I'm sure they went through some shit. Yeah. And to just hear the kids, you know, being shot, dude, like at some point you're just like, if I don't fucking go in and I wait an hour and he mows everyone down in the room, I'm going to end up shooting myself in the face later. So
for sure,
you know, like out of regret,
I can die one of two ways.
Yeah.
Like at least I'm going to go out with like
trying to save somebody.
Yeah. Like, dude. There's a good quote in 13 Hours, the movie. I don't know if this guy said this in real life when they were going to the place. It was like, well, you can't put a price on being able to look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
You know? So like, fuck, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good like motto to have whenever you're thinking about doing something, like do or not doing something, you know, because like, can I live with myself if I do this, or can I live with myself if I don't do this? You know, like either one of those things. I think a lot of people just, I don't know, fear. Everyone's afraid, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
You can't be. There can be no courage without fear, right? Like, or else it would just be like going through the motions. You know, like there'd be no emotion involved. But you can't be called courageous unless you're doing something scary. And that's pretty fucking scary what happened in Uvalde. So if
my view on it is just because I would sit and talk with these other guys I was going through the class with, and we had a lot of guys with some decent military experience, a lot of local PDs that they'd done an active shooter but never had like a lot of it. Yeah. And it was just like everybody was kind of like, this is fucking weird. And the shit that they were telling you to do, some of it was really dumb. So there was like weird stuff and like, okay, tactics can be varied. Yeah. But then they were telling you to do some really dumb shit. And my view is just like, you're going to have that fear, right? I would rather just start moving faster so I don't think about it. Like, let's just go and get in this. And they were really teaching you to slow everything down so much that I'm like, yeah, I know there's nobody in this corner over here now, but there's probably a kid dying somewhere down the hallway that like, okay, now I saw this corner. I probably didn't need to see that corner, man. I probably can move until I see indicators that there's a problem, and then start doing work or finding work.
So the trainings that I've been through, it's always been like you go toward the stimulus always. You should always be going toward the stimulus. Like it wouldn't make sense like if you hear gunshots at the end of the hall and you're clearing all the rooms in between. Like that wouldn't make any sense, right? Is that kind of what they were?
No, they weren't. Oh, okay, cool. So I didn't want. Yeah, they were. It was during when there's no stimulus. Yeah. But like, let's say. So you enter this area of the building and you're looking, there's no stimulus. Oh, okay. So they do alert, everybody teaches you start clearing methodically through the rooms. Sure. But they were a little bit just like real slow about it. And like, well, we need to be this thing and this thing, and not really good reasons why they wanted some of those things done. Yeah. And then like for me, if let's say there's no stimulus, but I see a person bleeding down at the end of the hallway. Sure. I'm bypassing most of those doors.
Yeah, because that's stimulus right there.
It is a form of stimulus. They call them bodies, blood, or bullets. If you see something, well, I should probably go that way. Is the shooter this way? Could he have tucked himself into a corner somewhere? Maybe. Sure. But I'm gonna check those rooms, but I'm gonna do it pretty quick because I want to get to these other areas. Yeah. And they were really like, we're gonna do this slow. You can't bypass any doors until you like make sure they've been checked until the stimulus. If there's gunshots, then they were like, hey, go to the door. So that's when it picked up a little bit, but even then, and I get it, this was a very, very basic course, but man, it's like, you should probably be running. You probably shouldn't be walking.
Be moving quick.
Yeah. Like don't outrun they were pretty good about saying like, don't outrun your sights, right? Like if you can't shoot that fast, you probably, and process information. Yeah. You shouldn't be moving that fast, but if you can process information, you need to get there.
Yeah. It's like a balance, right? Of like handling the work, but also not becoming a liability. You know, like to where you're going to get shot too. Right. At least minimizing that.
Yeah. You want to minimize it.
Yeah. As much as possible. But like the thing about the Uvalde thing was all that shit, like the stimulus was there. They knew where the guy was. They knew he was shooting people. Yeah. They had the force to do it. They had the weapon systems to do it. Mm-hmm. To this day, I still don't know, like fear or policy or a mixture or what it was.
A lot of cowardice.
That's the only thing that makes sense, right? Yeah.
Alert put out every time there's a big shooting like that, they put out a report on it. And I think the Alert's report was like 26 pages. And you can just go look it up too. It's not even like law enforcement sensitive.
Yeah.
They put it out on their website. So anyone can go and they break down the whole thing of like the timeline of what happened. And Jocko did a really good podcast where they broke down the timeline bit by bit of it. And you're like, yeah, man, somebody should have gone. The original guys that went in tried to follow him into the room, but they took rounds through the door and stuff. So I understand backing out of that because that's going to feel real bad. You got a pistol and an AR shooting through a door at you.
Sure. So, but like I've seen, you should look at Mike Glover's. His is not so much a minute by minute. His is more of like, fuck these dudes. And here's, like an emotional response, but like, like from the time the shooting, the cop showed up on scene to someone went in the room, it was like a ridiculous amount of time. It was like an hour or something, like it was a long amount of time. Even from when the first shield showed up, like it was still some time before, I mean, I think it was Bortak that went in, right? Yeah.
And it was from everything that I remember being told about it was the dude was off duty and just got a text message that this shit was going down. And he's like, let's go.
Let's do it. Yeah.
And then once he showed up, he didn't know that there were kids in the room. He thought it was a barricade because that's what everybody was saying.
That's what it looked like. If you just showed up on scene, the way everyone was held back, you would have assumed it was a barricade.
Yeah. And I know a guy that showed up later. And he was one of those 300 guys that were on scene before anybody, went in and killed the guy. But he shows up and he's like, hey, they tell him, hey, you're on perimeter, right? Because he's like the 50th dude to show up. Sure. So, yeah.
Damn. So what is through this whole training, what's one thing you think they could have done better, like, or changed about the training?
The whole thing, throw it out,
throw it out, start over,
else, bro. Yeah. Find somebody that's done this before, or
yeah.
someone that's like learned about it before. And again, I don't have a lot of experience. I've never been to an active shooter.
Yeah.
But I've done a lot of shooting training, and if you just start running towards the problem and then fix that problem, they never even said one of the most common things you'll hear in the active shooter realm is stop the killing, stop the dying.
Yeah.
So like, go kill the guy. Go hunt and kill the guy that's killing kids, and then start helping kids.
Yeah.
That was never said once.
That's weird.
Neither of those things. It wasn't like, and maybe it was like that organization that did this training tries to really have professional instructors. So you don't have somebody like me saying, fucking go kill that guy.
What was the background of the instructor? Do you know?
Of the different guys, we had different people all the time. That's one of the problems.
Yeah.
And some of them had decent experience, but it was also one of the places that they put new instructors first.
Really?
Yeah. I don't, from what I gathered anyway, I don't know exactly how, I've spent a lot of time out at our academy. And so I've seen how they do some things, but weird.
Well, I mean, I get it because like, the bulk of let's say you say like a border patrol agent's job, right? A border patrol agent's job. What are you going to do 99% of the time? Like when you do enforcement, you're just going to handcuff people, grab them, handcuff them.
That's it.
But you probably spend maybe equal or more time shooting.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because you qual 4 times a year and you only do arrest tactics once.
Yeah.
And
even then, you're not really putting hands on
even then,
like the way you would do it in real
depends
life.
on the instructors. Yeah. So like, I mean, how often is a person in that agency going to be an active shooter? I don't know. Like
pretty rare.
Rare.
I mean, the number of people that even have a real experience other than training in this,
it's rare.
You're looking at dudes that spend a lot of time in special operations that did hostage rescue type of shit. That's probably where you'd get the best.
But if those guys do get into an active shooter, that's what, because you sink to the level of your training, right? So that training you went through is what they're going to pull from,
Dude, and that's what I'm worried about. All the guys I went through with that didn't have a lot of prior LE experience that were like, when they see that course, they think this is right. And so I bitched about it the entire time to try and let them know, like, no. What you do is you run, because they kept pulling me out and like, so without saying too much, I came up to the threat.
Mm-hmm.
I dumped everything I had my magazine into it as I entered the room.
Yeah.
Right. To like be done with this thing, right? And then start helping kids, right? And they pulled me out and be like, hey, you can't do that. You have to do this first and this first and this first. Like, I'm like
clear the rest of the room or something? Or what?
Yeah, to some degree from outside of it. And I'm like, well, no, I don't know what was in that corner over there, but I did know that there was a guy right here shooting kids. So I saw that he had his back to me. And, you know, as I emptied my magazine into him, as I came into the room, if there was somebody else there, I'd have saw them too and probably shot them.
Or they would have been shooting at you and then you would have seen them.
And then I would have shot them too. Like, right. But I'm not going to stand out here like a little bitch. And then even after you take down a threat, they had this stuff that you had to like say out loud and like talk through. And I'm like, this is the dumbest fucking gay ass bullshit I've ever seen. Can I say that?
Yeah. No one's going to do it probably.
Yeah.
Even,
Dude, the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Some of the worst because now you've got this guy that might have in real life, maybe he shot a couple times at this threat. And now he's going through this mental process that he was taught to do. Like, well, I'm supposed to talk about this thing and that thing. And then you're allowed to enter the room after you clear the other corners. And then you like get to this one spot and then you like kind of take a point of domination in the room and then you start talking more.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is dumb. We're like,
this is dumb.
Is that guy dead? If he's not dead, you probably should put another round in his face.
Maybe a couple. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh no, like the whole magazine is there just for him. Empty it into him, right? He's killing kids.
Sure.
This isn't like a suspect that's going to get a trial, right? He's probably going to die.
Here's his trial right here.
Yeah.
You're guilty.
Most of these guys all die. They're there because they want to die.
Sure. Usually.
You know? And like, I'll help you out, bro.
Yeah, dude.
And then you're going to like help kids, right? Like if I'm shot, sure, I'm going to put a tourniquet on myself.
Sure.
Right. But I'm going to probably know that.
Yeah.
And I don't have to sit and talk about things or I don't have to wait for any other cops to show up.
Was this all like single force training?
Single,
okay. So you didn't have like a group with you or two dudes or something.
So I think that is a good part of it is that they're trying to teach single officer response, which I think we should be. It'd be great if you had a second guy.
Sure.
Or more, right? To do it. But if you don't, you should be prepared to not wait. So that's a good thing that they do teach. And
I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting, dude. I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
Dude, who's the second guy going to show up?
And when is he going to show up?
Yeah. Is he capable of jogging out of his vehicle?
He's just likely to shoot you.
So, dude, for real. And I'm like, I'd rather just be by myself. Dude. If I get a round, I catch a round. Dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause then like when you have other people, like then you can talk about, body blocking. Cause like if there is another dude in the room, well, when he's shooting you, that'll be an indicator for your buddy to shoot him. And then look, you guys won. Maybe you got shot. Maybe you died, but you won. You know, like
so the kids are like, there's less kids getting shot.
Exactly. And that's what matters, right? Cause you signed up for that. Those kids are the hostages. They didn't sign up for that. Like you signed up for the possibility. Might be your last day,
Everybody's got to go sometime.
Everyone's got to go. That's not a bad way to go if you're going to go.
No.
Like, shit, I died defending people who couldn't defend themselves.
Right.
Serving.
And I think that a lot of the stuff that they taught in a different block of the tactics of like when it's not an active shooter and you're doing more searching for someone that isn't fighting or isn't shooting. That was a lot better than stuff I've had before where they did teach a slower, methodical thing that was like, my head, I'm just dumb and I'm still doing the same thing we were taught in the early 2000s in the Army, which is just every single room is dynamic every single time. And so I don't know, it felt good to me, but it's probably dumb. So I was like, dumb. Okay, the way that they taught this, that's probably smarter. I can see more of this room. I don't have to be in a rush to go in here because we got all day. And if the guy doesn't want to show up or he wants to fight, we can call SWAT and they can come in here with their robots and kill him or something like that.
I wanted to ask you, dude, because like you shot this morning, competition shoot, right? So how would you say the competition shooting translates to combat shooting? Like, is it like one for one? Is it like there's principles you can apply, but it's different? Like,
I think there's a lot of principles that apply and I wish more cops would do this kind of stuff because a lot of people, another part of this stuff that I went through, I had a lot of people that, some of which may have less experience than I do, trying to critique my shooting style.
So you're just like, okay, bro.
Before we even fired a live round. So I shoot a specific way. And it was based on some of the guys that we've worked with for a long time that do competition shooting. And they do it very, very well. Yeah. So they tried to teach me how to shoot differently. And so then I had a bunch of these people while we were doing dry fire try to tell me that I wasn't extending my arms far enough. And I was like,
My elbows are broken.
Yeah, and that's what I did. And I was just like, look, my elbows don't extend all the way. So they're like, oh, if you could just get it out there further. I'm like, I'll embarrass you. You want to shoot beside me? I'll embarrass you.
Yeah.
I didn't actually say that. But there were a couple of them. And I did towards the end of our little shooting course, we had a drill. Everybody did a bracket head to head. And I came out the top in the entire class, including the instructor that shot.
Because it works. Because
it works really well.
But some, like and I know this from the martial arts world, you get so ingrained, like this is the way you do it. This is the way you throw a jab, and you see someone throw it like kind of different than you. You're like, he's not throwing that shit right. Yeah. But then you see him knock people out with it. You're like, what are you gonna say? Like, oh, his technique is shit. I'm like, but he knocked people out with it. So what are you gonna,
some people still shoot with their arms locked out.
Sure.
That was like
do you do both eyes open?
12 years. Both eyes all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
I do have to squint. I'm left-handed, left eye dominant, but I shoot my pistols right-handed. So that's a whole thing in and of itself.
Backwards.
Yeah. So I squint this will work for anybody that's left eye dominant though. Yeah. That's right-handed. So I squint my right eye a little bit and it helps me keep that focus on my left eye.
Are there elite shooters who do one eye shooting? Or does
I don't think so,
everybody's
man.
2 eyes? Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe if you're doing like Olympic style shooting where there's no movement, you're like behind, was it that dude did the show up to the Olympics with his little
sideways.
Yeah.
With his glasses.
With his weird glasses, everybody else. So maybe if you're doing something like that, but
sure.
Anybody that's doing any of these competitions, both eyes.
I shoot one eye. I don't know. It's just the way I learned. It's the way I do it. I know, dude. I tried open eyed. I don't know.
Have you switched to a red dot yet?
No.
Okay.
No, I haven't. I can see where that would be beneficial with the red dot. Yeah, but the iron sights I've always done single eye, right eye shooting. I don't know.
It's a thing. It'll help if you learn to open.
I'm sure it will, dude. But I shoot well. I mean, not that well, but like I shoot well for what we do.
Yeah.
Like I ace our quals. Let's just say that. But it's not exactly
not a tough
thing.
It's
like I got to take one do black belt. I mean, cool. Cool. I always wonder because there's guys that are like not who Instructor Zero is?
Oh yeah.
So there's guys that like that who is like all combat shooting, and then there's guys that are like competition shooting, and they all shit. It's like CrossFit shitting on bodybuilders and powerlifters and all that stuff. There's places for both, and there's overlap on both. So that's why I was just wondering, where is the overlap?
I think
for competition shooting to combat shooting.
I think if you can do the competition shooting, you're going to do pretty well in combat. The thing that doesn't translate over is like there's a lot of stupid rules that don't matter in real life.
Yeah.
Or like in the competition shooting that people have to conceal carry.
Yeah.
Dudes always wear dumb shit that's not that they would never wear.
Yeah.
So they never practice drawing from concealment.
Sure.
For real. It's behind a fishing
so
vest.
It's like super light vests.
Yeah.
Like
there's a magazine, empty mag in their pocket so they can throw it real easy.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I'll shoot. If I'm concealing, I conceal it in
a hoodie.
Clothes. Yeah, dude.
No shit.
So like make me, and I'm slower than everybody else, but it's like I'm getting reps in drawing how I would actually draw. So but learning, I think the big deal is you learn to process information faster. So when you're on a flat range and you're just qualling and you're like, hey, you got a 2-string shot or a 5-string shot, whatever it is, and you just draw boom, 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 boom. Maybe you have to take one step offline. That's not hard to do.
Yeah.
The second that like, you're standing on the line and I'm like, I got this plan because I watched the guy before me go and he's really, really, really good at this. So like I watch him, how he does things and I'm like, I'm going to do what he just did. And then the second I take a step forward and I draw my gun, like I fuck it all up, I'm like, so but it makes you like process information differently. Cause like I see this target, I shoot him. And now I have to move around these barricades and stuff. And there's rules to it, which suck. But at the same time, it makes you be conscious of what you're doing. The downside is like
what's an example of a rule like that?
There's fault lines. So like you can't stick your foot outside of one of these lines and shoot. Where in real life, if I need to shoot this dude and like I take an extra step out, could he shoot me in the leg? He 100% could shoot me in the leg. Not a lot of guys are good at shooting people in the leg though.
No.
He might do it more by accident.
Yeah, it was going to be an accident. That's what I was going to say. It's probably going to be an accident.
But if it helps me shoot that guy in the face quicker, then maybe I do that. You can't also press the threat the way I realized I always do. Every force on force event that I just went through, every single one, I pressed the threat. And all the dudes that were locals were like coming up to me and be like, bro, you probably don't need to rush that guy so fast. I'm like,
he died.
exactly. Like, you know, if he was shooting back at me, it might have been a different story, but
you got armor, you know?
Yeah. Like be aggressive. My thing is be aggressive. So
it's always worked for me, man, in those force on force scenarios, like pushing it, especially if you have a rifle and he has a pistol or something, press the threat, dude. Like press it. You know?
Accuracy by volume.
Yeah, exactly. just send it, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to shoot any of the hostages, but
but if you're in an open area and that dude's just
if you shoot one hostage and save 20, it's still, hey, you stop the killing, stop the dying.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, dude, that's the most terrifying thing is being accountable for your rounds.
Fuck yeah.
When there's all these kinds of people. And that's another good thing about some of these competitions. They put no shoots targets mixed in with the actual shoot.
Cool. Yeah.
You wanna know how bad it is? Dudes shoot that shit all the time. And I'm no exception. Like I had was it one today? I think it was one that I hit a no shoot and I'm like, fuck, man.
It's like it's always like perfect right in the face too.
Fortunately, this was off to the side. Like I'm like, he'll live. Yeah. But dude, there's a lot of those. And it's like, you know, a lot of people see these things. They see Keanu Reeves do the Terran tactical thing or whatever. And people have this overinflated idea, even cops, that like what they can do when the shooting starts. Man, when you see some of these dudes that shoot these competitions, like, and they're nobody.
Yeah.
They may have been a cop a long time ago. They're just this dude that likes to go out and shoot.
Yeah.
And they shoot fast and accurate. And you're like, dude, I'm actually not as good as I think I am sometimes.
So like the instructor Zero guy, his stuff is all point shooting, like point shoot, you know, like point and shoot kind of stuff. Well, at least that's the big part of it. It looks like to me. So like when people that shoot that fast, are they aiming? Are they really aiming? Like,
I don't use my sights.
Okay. See, I've heard that before from like competitive shooters. Like, the sights are, look, I'm going to teach you to use your sights, but when I do it, you know, like
for real, it's like, if I hadn't learned to do front sight shooting, I would not be as good as I am now. But the point shooting, man, that's like 99%. The second that it gets down to like, all I have to shoot is a headshot.
Yeah.
Now I'm referencing my sights a little bit more. And I actually look at my sights a little more than I used to because I've been transitioning between a red dot and back and forth a lot lately.
Yeah.
Which makes you worse. Like pick one and fucking do it. But yet if I'm shooting a man-sized target, almost never do I look at my sights.
Yeah.
If it is cool with the red dot. With the red dot, it's pretty nice. If your presentation's good, it's there. Yeah. And I actually found that I got worse when I transitioned to a red dot because I never used to look at my sights. And now I've got this stupid red thing, and I'm like, ooh, I'm watching it.
Yeah.
And so I'm making myself worse.
That. Okay. I mean, when I'm seeing those guys smoke through those things, I'm like, how? Dude, this is not enough time to fucking get a side picture.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, they're on to the next target before I would even be done with the first one.
Dude.
You know, like, dude, there's some of these guys, they're good. Some of their guns sound like they're automatic.
Yeah. We work with some of them.
Yeah. Yep.
And
you're like, dude.
Yeah, I know, dude.
I wish I shot that well.
Which I get it. Like you can learn that. Like, it's like if you wanted to learn like a Darce choke in jiu-jitsu or something, that's a great thing to learn. But I mean, you're not really going to learn that in law enforcement. I mean, probably not going to teach you that, you know, like it's effective, but that's not what you're going to be doing, you know? So like, you know, you could teach someone to shoot like that, but really it's probably focus on the basics, the front sight, get your sight picture.
That so you have to have a lot of rounds behind you to start. Although I think a lot of basic academies have started transitioning to, they don't call it point shooting. Yeah. They call it threat focused or hard threat focused. Oh yeah. Hard target focused, something like that. Because you know,
some guy was probably like, we can't just call it point shooting.
We can't just say we're just pointing.
Let's make it sound tactical real quick. Or
I gotta fucking trademark that shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Everybody's to shoot. If you're in law enforcement or you just want to be, you know, care about your survival, fitness, any of that stuff, shooting is like, it's a martial art, dude. Like, you gotta fucking train it, you know?
It's an equalizer, like,
for sure.
Like I don't know, you look like you yoked up a little bit, but you don't weigh as much as I do, I don't think.
We'll talk about that.
Hell yeah.
I'm 190 right now, but
shit. All right, so you're pretty close.
I'm gonna get to 200.
But like, like 4 or 5 months ago, 6 months ago, what were you?
Well, I lost 25 pounds, so I was pretty light. I was.
What was your normal weight before you started yoking up?
Like 180. Yeah, 180, 185.
So I was 215 a few months ago, and like, dude, even though you've got a higher skill set, it was going to be a harder time for you to fight that
Oh,
that
the weight. Yeah.
difference.
No, it's a big
It's
difference.
hard.
There's a reason why we have weight classes.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you have a significant skill or strength advantage, that
can
evens
overcome
out.
it, yeah.
But man, guns are ultimate equalizer, right? Like
Yeah.
women will never fight. Could never fight one of us.
To shoot you.
Yeah. But and that's what, like, I'm not gonna have my wife out there like, well, be fair, like punch the guy, like fuck off. With that.
Dude, my nanny, she's a real young girl and she's under 21, which is fucking retarded that you can't buy a pistol at
One
at
state
18.
Supreme Court just shot that down, I thought.
Well, I hope that gets shut down because that's the dumbest thing ever. Anyway, I was like, oh, you're taking my kids out to the park and stuff. Here's a pistol.
Right.
Yeah, like, because you can own it at 18, but you can't buy it, which is super dumb. Anyway, they're starting to figure things out slowly, I saw Trump was going to reclassify marijuana to Schedule 3, which has always made sense. Like, why is it on the same thing with like crack cocaine?
Like, whoa.
I mean, look, they're both drugs. Clearly, they're different. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Little
a little
different
different.
effects, yeah.
But yeah, so I was like, yeah, here's a pistol, and then I'm going to take her to go shoot it. Next week. So,
Nice.
because if she's going to be with my kids, I don't want, if someone tries to snatch my kid, I don't want you to try to fight the dude to get the kid back. Just shoot him. Just shoot him immediately.
Yeah. We'll sort this legal shit out later, man.
Yeah.
My kid's
we'll worry
alive,
about it. I'll
though.
pay for the legal fees if you shoot him. Like, I want you to shoot him.
We're not going to be like, well, we'll go find your kid later. We got his license plate.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck off.
Or you were trying to wrestle a grown man for my daughter and then he just punched you in the face.
And it was it.
Yeah. So no, just shoot him. But I think everybody should be fucking armed. So I think everyone should, be into fitness, train a martial art, learn to shoot. Like these are all kind of like things I view as like your civic duty. Like, to be
a responsible
member of society.
Yeah. And you know what happens too when you learn any of all of those kinds of things?
Sure.
Like you're less of an asshole to regular people.
Yeah.
You're not like, you don't just go around with, who says an armed society is a polite society?
I don't know, but it's true though.
Yeah. So
it is
just look
true.
that shit up.
Yeah.
Jamie.
Yeah. Did you see? Well, we haven't done a podcast since the Australia thing happened.
No. Yeah. Right?
So you had, I don't know, it was a couple of dudes from Pakistan. I guess one of them was born in Australia.
Oh, really?
If you listen to this podcast, I don't think that makes you an Australian personally. If you're not, there's like, to be an American, it's not just you were born here. It's like you value the country, you value the ideals, you share the culture, like
I'll give you a great example.
Go.
One of the guys I just took this course with, local PD dude. What wild story. He's got a fucking wild story. He was born in Iraq.
Okay.
He was there until 2010. I was like,
I've heard of it.
I was like, fuck, like some of my friends might have shot some of your friends. Fuck. Oh
No.
man. We're like, height of the GWAT. Dude was in there. There's one point in time in which he almost got killed by some terrorists and almost got killed by the US forces within half an hour of each other. Like wildlife. But that motherfucker, like he came over here when he was 14 or something.
Sure.
More American than most Americans.
Sure.
Like-
I'm sure he's happy to be here.
Oh, I fucking loves it, man.
Yeah.
So when you're saying like, yeah, just being born there doesn't make you like, you become a part of that country, right? And it's a part of you.
There are people that were born here that I would trade for
For
people that
sure.
are from other places that had came here
100%.
and became American.
Yeah.
Like they're, because it is more than just like your passport. You know what I mean? I think anyway. a
It's
lot of people-
ideals, it's culture.
It's all of that, dude.
What do you value?
So these dudes in Australia, they shot up a Hanukkah festival, probably over Gaza, something like that. But they did it with bolt action rifles. Did you see the video?
Yeah. No, I didn't see all the videos,
Bro.
but I did see that it was bolt action.
He was getting them off, dude. Boom, boom, pop, pop.
That takes some training.
Apparently he was in the IDF, I guess. So he had some training with, probably.
Wait, but there.
Yeah.
He was in the IDF.
Yeah, the son was, I believe, was in the IDF. Yeah.
But they were shooting.
They were shooting Jews. Yeah. Well, there are Muslims in the IDF. I mean, it's a thing. Yeah. So anyway, I believe it was over the Gaza stuff ultimately, but that's a country that has cracked down on their gun laws.
Oh, for sure.
And shit still happened.
94, 97 was when they confiscated.
Yeah, they had that last mass shooting and they were like, all right, we'll take all the guns. And then the response to this one is like, we're going to take even more guns. Or, I don't know. That's kind of what they're trying to do.
Yeah, like it didn't work.
Didn't work.
What did they have? Australia up until this point, maybe it was only bolt actions and like shotguns or some shit like that.
matter.
I forget what it was.
You do a lot of damage with bolt actions,
Yeah,
apparently,
yeah.
if you just practice.
Yeah.
Like I said, he was cranking them off, dude. And the thing about that is you only got to score a rough hit with a bolt
If it's
a large
a big gun,
caliber,
right?
like
Yeah.
308s, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're fucked. You know.
And some of those guns, they're just made differently. I have a real old Mosin Nagant,
Mhm.
the World War II Russian
Sure.
rifle.
Yeah.
And dude, just with the iron sights they have on that, man, just standing and shooting, it's pretty easy to hit something like this at 100 yards.
Sure.
It's not like with it what it is with even an AR.
Yeah.
So
Well, they
accuracy,
they
maybe it's
got
the
quite a
weight of the
few.
bullet. I
They
don't
got
know.
quite a few people. And that's another one when you watch the cops. You can watch the cops and they're fucking. I'm just gonna say like the first ones I'm seeing that I saw was 5 females. So it didn't work. They were kind of, you know, I mean, I don't even know if they have guns. I'm sure they do. I don't know like if they have guns.
I
or
would
not.
make the assumption
I saw
it's
one.
the England one that right they don't get
They
to
don't
carry.
carry. They do have armed
They
response.
can get them,
Yeah, but they don't. They're standard beat cops.
Bro.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, but they've even them though. They could have an Australia type event because they still have hunting rifles in England. You
Yeah.
can still get them. You
Mhm.
know, and you can do tons of damage with that. But let's
Yeah.
take the guns off the table, dude. All those dudes would have done was like make an explosive at their fucking hardware store,
Yeah.
or they would have got a fucking truck and just drove it into the beach, you know, and
Right.
just ran down 40 people or whatever they would have done. Stuff that
Yeah,
happens.
you can't make enough things
You can't-
illegal,
yeah.
right? Like, oh, the trucks are illegal now too.
Yeah, it's not the guns that are the problem. It's
Yeah.
because you have people in your culture that are not you that
Yeah.
are the problem. You know, like
Between that and then just relaxing values that you have anyway,
Sure.
you have a bunch of just young assholes that don't
Yeah.
have anything that they
sure, yeah,
or they want punched in the face when they did something dumb, you know?
that too. There's psych meds is another thing people don't talk
Yeah.
about a lot.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
A lot of them are. I don't know what those dudes' medical histories were, but it seemed like theirs was just more of like a religious
Yeah,
issue. But
usually is.
yeah. Well, over here it seems to be a psych issue.
It does. Did you see one of the dudes that ran up and stopped one of the attackers?
Yeah, he took a gun from him, took a rifle from him.
Yeah, it was another Muslim guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy, right?
But it's like he didn't shoot the dude, which is like I get it. You don't want to kill someone, but
Yeah.
fuck, man. Because I think that dude he took the rifle from, that guy ran back to the other dude, got another rifle, and
Oh
kept shooting.
no shit!
Yeah,
Ah, damn it!
yeah.
I didn't see all those videos.
Yeah,
so-
dude.
he got shot twice. I thought when he
Yeah.
went to take it from that.
I don't know if he got shot. He definitely took the rifle from him though.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, he was a Muslim dude. You know.
But
Yeah.
you can tell which of those people assimilated that culture and are a
Sure.
part of that culture
Yeah.
versus the other one.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like they've kind of whipped up I guess you would say the conservative movement or whatever in this side to be like, look, it's these Muslims doing this thing, and it's like it was also a Muslim that took that rifle from the dude, so
Right.
it's probably a little deeper than that. I'm sure
It's a little deeper.
I'm
than
sure
that,
that was a driving factor, but like you know, it's more complicated than just the Muslim things. The Muslims did it, you know,
Right.
Like, yeah.
One of that guy that was Iraqi that I was with, like me and him became really good friends, and we talk a lot about because he's actually still a Muslim,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and we had a lot of really interesting conversations.
Well, this is the
about-
thing. Like, if you were to judge Christians just solely based off like the Westboro Baptist Christians, you know, the
Like,
God hates
bunch of
fags, and, you know,
assholes.
dude,
Yeah.
it's like, dude, all these Christians suck.
They're
You know?
they're like protesting soldiers' funerals, like
Sure.
because they don't like homosexual. Like, wow, that's
Yeah.
a fucked up.
Or the Catholics, the guys that were firebombing abortion clinics, whether you agree with it or not.
Yeah.
But you know, like if you judged all the Catholics on that, you'd like think they're all terrorists, you know.
Yeah.
But like it's a small same thing with the Muslims. Like dude, there's 1.2 billion of those fucking people on this
Yeah.
planet. If they were all terrorists, it'd be a real fucking problem.
Serious fucking
Be a serious problem. So it's a crazy minority.
But when you bring a huge portion of people from any country over
That's
to yours,
the point.
yeah,
That's the fucking point. You fucking open your borders up, and then there's enough of them where fuck, we saw what happened in the Biden administration. Like we don't know who the fuck is here.
No
you
clue.
know? Yeah. So it's only a matter of time before whatever just happened in Australia starts
I
happening
can't
here.
believe it
again.
hasn't.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for over a year. I can't believe that shit vests haven't been clacked off or something.
Well, it ain't because the FBI stopped it, because we would know, because they would be like, oh, we stopped this terrorist
Look at all
attack.
this,
Yeah. They would
yeah.
be taking credit. Yeah. Well, we've got other things going on though. Like a fucking war in Venezuela.
Good morning.
So as of this morning, they did it last night. They U.S. forces did a snatch and grab. Probably a bunch of dudes with fucking goggles on and beards just snatched Maduro. I think they grabbed his wife too.
I'm pretty sure they're wearing ACUs. That's the old Army combat uniform.
Maybe those are
What the
guard.
fuck?
I don't know.
That's wild. They transitioned. I thought they transitioned to multicam like a long time ago. Anyway, that's the worst camouflage uniform that anyone ever developed. But sorry, carry on. It just hit me.
Well, they brought him in because he's wanted here. This is what they're going with. It's not regime change. He was just a wanted criminal of a drug cartel. Maduro. He's wanted in the U.S. for drug charges. That's why we're doing that. Which
Okay.
I don't believe, but okay. I mean, I believe that he's wanted here, sure.
Yeah.
You know, and all that. But yeah, so we did a military action against, and we've been doing military actions against them, bombing the drug boats, seizing tankers and stuff. We've been doing.
So most of them are from Venezuela. Is that the boats that we've been
blown up? Yeah. Well, I mean, allegedly. I mean, I haven't verified it, but
sure.
that's what's reported. So
okay.
Yeah, we are treating them like a terrorist organization. Now, we talked about a little bit earlier in the kitchen. If that's going to be their rationale for this war against Venezuela and this military of seizing their fucking president, how do you not make that argument against Mexico?
The people right
on your fucking border that are, I mean,
cartels that have been fucking up our country for years.
Killing our people.
Americans.
Not even just through the fentanyl, but like literally like executing, kidnapping, all kinds of stuff.
They killed a Border Patrol agent.
Yeah, they did kill a Border Patrol agent. Allegedly, we got the guys responsible.
Supposedly.
You know, even though Eric Holder still free. But Operation Fast and Furious, Google it. So yeah, if you're gonna devote your military resources to crushing Venezuela because they're basically a drug cartel. I mean, it's when you look at it, it's like, hey, I only, you know, beat up people that are, you know, drive red cars, you know, whatever. And there's like one neighbor across the street that I hate, and he's got a red car. And every time I see him, I beat his ass. Yeah. My other two neighbors got red cars too, though.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be like, how come you only ever beat this dude up? You know, like, is that really the motivation? Yeah. You know, like, is it really? It's just something that I would ask a question about. Yeah. Like, it seems like it could be more that they have one of the largest oil reserves, that they have a lot of lithium and natural resources. That seems like it could be more of a reason than the drugs. Because if you're going to say the drugs are the reason, you got more pressing reasons.
We got, more pressing, closer threats with.
And if you're going to devote the resources to fucking up Venezuela, I mean, it seems like to me we have a lot more domestic problems that we should be taking those fucking things
problems.
From. I mean, we've got Border Patrol, HSI, ICE in a lot of the major cities now, just hitting everybody
all day long. Yeah.
All day long. You know, have you seen that Chief Bovino?
Oh yeah, dude, we're in a smoke grenade on his vest. I'm like,
fucking wild.
I'm down. He's like,
yeah, I love it.
Let's go do this. And I'm like,
yeah.
You know, they said mass deportations.
They said it. I mean, you can do more than one thing at a time for sure.
Yeah.
As long as you're doing the domestic shit should be paramount, because you have to get your own house.
Priority.
You got to get your own house in order before you do this. And not only that, I mean, we did lock down the border essentially.
Good news.
There's 25 million people in Venezuela. Venezuela was one of the hubs of people, you know, coming from all over the world to Venezuela because it's really easy to get like a passport there or like a visa there. And then they would come up and come through our borders.
Right.
So what are we going to do now that we destabilize that country? If we're going to do regime change, which it looks like we're doing.
It seems like that's
we're doing. The refugee crisis that's going to cause, we don't have a good track record of dealing with that. No. You know,
because we've only got how long left in this administration?
3 years.
So this problem won't be solved in 3 years.
Yeah. So let's say they spend the next year, you know, let's say they do a little hot war with Venezuela. Venezuela collapses within the next few months. Now you have a giant refugee crisis that leaves us with another year and a half for him to kind of deal with it. Yeah. If he doesn't get it solved, 2028 comes around. And remember, he's still got the midterms, you know, this year.
Right.
So if he loses those, it's going to be a big problem for him. You know, if you start having a lot of Democrat victories, you know, they're going to hamstring them, handicap them, all that stuff. But let's say they lose the White House 2028 and we get a fucking another Biden 2.0 with a giant refugee crisis we just created. And then the borders are right back to being open. And I don't know, like, I'm sure they try to make it out like Maduro was just hated throughout his country.
Yeah.
I'm sure people hate him there, but it ain't everybody, you know?
This was the dude that, supposedly the other lady won the election, right?
Sure.
Closed that whole thing.
Allegedly, that's the story. Yeah. And if a lot of people don't remember this, maybe Hannah, you can look this up for us. We tried a coup there a few years back. It might've been under.
Was that the one where the Green Berets got caught?
Yeah. The Green Berets got caught. We tried to we seized the embassy of the other dude here, like the members. It was Guaido was the guy's name that we were trying to install. Juan Guaido, maybe does that sound right?
2020
Operation Gideon 2020. So that would have been who was president in 2020? That was Trump. Yeah.
So they tried to say when those, if this is the same thing I'm thinking of, and it may not be, where they caught a couple Green Berets that they thought were doing a coup, which are probably working for the CIA. Not that,
sure, maybe more than likely.
Seemed a little bit Bay of Pigs-ish,
Yeah.
you know, like
I don't think it was just Green Berets. I think it was like French Foreign Legion dudes. It was a bunch of. It was a mix of people. Yeah, it was mercenaries.
Involving Green Berets.
Okay.
Yeah. See, it was a collection of dudes that were
Sounds a lot
probably
like the fucking CIA stuff.
I'm sure their revenue stream was probably coming from a fucking CIA black budget. I would assume.
USAID was
USAID,
primary.
which the other thing is USAID still exists. It did like, you remember the Doge thing? How they showed all this fraud and this waste and abuse and these bullshit programs like, you know, Iraqi Sesame Street and like Guatemalan lesbian dance theory and all these programs they had. That all didn't go away. They refunded it and it just rolled it into the State Department.
Because Congress blocked it actually being done, right? They recommended the cuts,
correct,
but then it had to go to Congress to actually be done.
And they're like, well, we have to vote on a budget. And so they voted on the budget and it just kept all the shit going. Yeah. But yeah, but at least everyone knows about the fraud now. Like we all kind of vaguely knew, but now we know like specifics, which always
Weird
helps.
how it doesn't even seem that most Americans care at all.
Most people are like, well, the Cardinals are playing tonight or whatever, like that's most Americans. But this shit does fucking matter. It matters. And look, I'm not even necessarily against us controlling Venezuela this way or whatever. Like, because Monroe, can you look up the Monroe Doctrine? Like, what's the actual definition of it? If there's like an AI, basically,
because there's a lot of shit we don't know that's going on, right? Like, I'm not necessarily always against our military interventions, but you're just to get me to a point where I'm like, yeah, we need to be involved in another hot war. That's a hard sell, man.
But
it's just a real.
You have to make the case that it's for America, and not for Halliburton or some company. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. Because blowing up their boats. They're bringing drugs in here? What did that cost us? $50,000 per missile or whatever.
Sure, like, at least. Yeah.
But at least that's gone. The boat's gone. And it's like, that can be, they're not happy. We're not happy. But there's no like, we're not sending dudes over there to go get into these gunfights and wars and die. Now we are.
Now, right? I mean, I don't know, dude.
Now we're in this position where we're putting boots on the ground and maybe getting into a war.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and he was... Say what you want about him. I'm not saying he's a good dude, but he's got to have some fucking followers down there. He's got to have people that support him. He's got to have some people in the military that are on his side.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
is this another Pablo Escobar
or another Saddam? Like you're gonna like the Ba'ath Party or whatever. You're gonna disassemble the army. You think those guys are just gonna go away? Like, no.
What happened when we got rid of Saddam? It didn't make things better.
Make it better, dude. So this is the thing. This is like, if they're gonna do a regime change, we said this earlier, we have a terrible track record in the last, let's say 30, 40 years.
Has any of them turned out successful? There's probably one that was successful somewhere, and we're like, we don't even know it. Probably because the CIA got it right.
Germany, maybe, getting rid of Hitler, and then they're an ally now.
I guess you could say that was a regime change, wasn't it?
It was a regime change, yeah. But yeah, since then, I mean, we've had quite a few failed ones.
Quite a few,
and South America is kind of full of them.
Well, we did the Pablo Escobar thing.
We did.
Did you read? I read the book that Mark Bowen, the guy that wrote Black Hawk Down, he wrote Killing Pablo. Maybe that's the name of the book.
I don't know
about our involvement and getting Pablo.
I know it was the SEALs that were down there for sure. I don't know who else was down there.
Delta was down there for a little bit. There was a whole bunch of like, turnover and stuff. And supposedly it was, the police force that shot him in the head as he was escaping one of his places.
Who knows? But who knows? Like,
but there are a lot of resources we developed to that.
Yeah. It's like that police officer's got blue eyes and a big beard. Apparently
there were a few children born that looked like that after
I'm sure.
spent time down there. But
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I'm not against us. Like, I wish they would be like, hey, this is a regime that's not friendly to us. If we don't seize their resources and all this stuff, China's going to move in. They're going to have a foothold on basically our backyard, and we need to control it. Just make that sell, like, because I think that's what it really is. And if you're trying to argue that it's better for us strategically to do this, don't fucking lie to me and be like, we care about drugs. Like, you don't care about drugs because the biggest drug state is like your neighbor,
Did you care when you were trying to make everybody take a drug?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Did you care when you had the CIA pumping it in here so that they could fund a war somewhere else?
No, bro, that never happened. That's a conspiracy. Yeah. We're talking about the Iran-Contra, where the CIA... It's really convoluted, but apparently they wanted to sell weapons to Iran, but they couldn't sell them, so they were funneling in cocaine from Nicaragua to sell to the American population to make the money to buy weapons from Israel to give to Iran. It's some fucking weird washy laundry clusterfuck of stuff. Barry Seals was involved, a bunch of we know this is not a conspiracy. There's real people did this. Freeway Ricky Ross, he's a LA drug dealer. He knows now that he was selling fucking coke for the CIA.
The shit's kind of comical.
It is kind of crazy,
but it's like, wait, but we did that for real, and like people made the case that this is better.
We had to sell some crack to some Americans.
How many Americans died because of that?
It's not zero.
Or their whole lives got fucked up because now they're addicted to these drugs and shit, man.
Yeah. Or the 3-strike rule, which is how Ricky Ross got sent to jail. Like, he ended up becoming his own lawyer and then arguing his own case because the 3-strike rule was supposed to be 3 separate charges. Mm-hmm. They charged him with 3 things and then charged him with the 3-strike rule. Shit. Yeah, so he's like, that's technically not what it's supposed to be, and he ended up getting out. But
good for him.
Yeah, he figured it out. Yeah, he was illiterate at the time. It's crazy. It's a crazy story. The Rick Ross story. The actual, the rapper Rick Ross. Mm-hmm. He took his name from Freeway Ricky Ross. That's his deal. But that guy was a prison guard. He's not really involved in anything. The rapper, but Freeway Ricky Ross is a real dude who was selling fucking crack cocaine to the inner cities on behalf of the U.S. in the 80s. So,
oh man,
yeah, it's wild.
It's a good thing we got those guys.
It's a good thing over there. Good thing. So when the government tells me that they're doing anything for drugs, I'm always like, okay, what's really going on? What's really going on? So if you just want to tell me that we had to do this regime change to further America's interests, and then just make the argument to me, convince me. Yeah. You don't tell me that we have to take out Saddam because he has weapons of mass destruction. So don't fucking lie to me. Just tell me, my dad doesn't like him, so we got to go kill him or whatever. At least be honest.
Just be honest.
Yeah, be honest, dude.
I would respect that more. Or like, especially if you're making the case that like, hey, this is for America's long-term good.
Sure.
I'm here for America's long-term good.
I'm all about it. America first.
Yeah. And if it fucks up some other people, man, that's the name of the game. Like, we shouldn't be going around just like carpet bombing cities for no reason.
I agree.
Well, we could get their lithium, but like, if this guy's really such a bad dude that we had to take him out and everybody's better for it.
Yeah. If you told me we're going to remove Maduro and we're going to put in whatever, Goldstein or whatever, like they did with fucking Mexico, Scheinbaum or whatever.
Well, I was just going to, why don't let those motherfuckers elect their own person?
Well, the problem with that is it doesn't always go the way we want it to go. So, we don't really like democracy when it doesn't work out in our favor. But so if they told me we're going to put a friendly government in there and they're going to sell us the resources to us and not to China, I'd be like, okay, that's a win. Yeah. That's a win. I can understand that. But if you told me we have to carpet bomb all these villages and then we'll set up our companies there, I'm not so cool with that. You can't be killing innocent people, dude. You can't do that. So sell it to me. You know?
You know who's real good at making those cases? Mike Benz. Yeah. When he goes through and like when the whole USAID stuff started getting kicked out, and he's like, hold on, people. This is why this is happening, and this is why they started doing this. And I'm like,
yeah, he connects the dots really well.
Yeah. Like I understand where they were coming from initially. Yeah, right? It became corrupted throughout the years to the gay Sesame Street.
Sure,
but it started with like just progressing America's interests and keeping and solidifying, keeping China out of these places. Like I can understand that, but
yeah, because I mean I am. Like, I do care about the country more than I care about other countries. You know what I mean? I care about American citizens more than I care about Mexican citizens. Doesn't mean I care about Mexican citizens zero. It just means I care about them less. That's all.
Yeah. It doesn't mean I don't care about civilians getting killed, right? Like always.
So if there's like a situation where, hey, this will be beneficial to American citizens and be less beneficial to Mexican citizens, I'll take that deal. I'll be like,
sorry, bro.
Sorry, dude. If you could do it, you would do it to us. And that's the way the world works.
It is.
But there is a difference between that and like, it's not even really going to be beneficial to us, but it'll benefit a couple people here, some powerful people here, and we have to kill all these people. I'm like,
no, man.
yeah,
like,
nah, dude, that's not.
What happens if we don't do that? Essentially nothing. Like, all right, well, let's don't
just
kill
do that.
people,
Yeah,
right?
let's just do
Like,
nothing.
Let those people, like, pretty much all these countries. How much impact can they really have on us?
Exactly. Well, not a lot. Yeah.
Like, right? Was Iraq really going to come over here and do some shit?
They told us.
Probably not. Man.
We have to fight
Odds
them
are
over
against
there.
that.
We got to fight them over there. We'll have to fight them over
damn
here. I'm like, really? Where's their Air Force? Oh, you destroyed it in like a week. Okay.
Yeah,
well, it seems like
we sent one guy over there with a World War II
dude.
bomber, and he just killed them all.
they had all their planes in a line. They didn't have enough gas to fly them, so we just carpet bombed them and took them out.
Yeah, the shock and awe got rid of all of them, and we still had to keep doing it.
Yeah, dude. So if you're gonna make the argument that like this is better for America, it has to be that though. And I think the reason why they're not making that argument is probably because they can't. Like it's not true. You know, like it's not gonna be better for America. Yeah. Because this does seem to me to be another war of choice. Like there's a difference between like, hey, the Venezuelans have launched an armada and they're going to land in California in a week. We're going to hit them preemptively.
Let's go.
if that was the case, 0 people over here versus the crazy super left people would have a problem with that, you know? But the reason why they're not saying that, and they're saying, oh, well, they're bringing drugs in. It's like, I mean, nobody really most people don't like drugs or have had people die from fentanyl and stuff, but it's really not where it's coming from. It's not coming from Venezuela. It's coming from fucking Mexico
and China.
Yeah, essentially it's China.
And we're not doing shit about it.
And we're not doing shit. I mean, we labeled them terrorists, but like we're not snatching the fucking president of Mexico up, you know? And
at least we shut the border down. But
yeah, we shut the border down, but go grab her. Go grab her because they said that he is the head of, what's the name of the cartel they said he's the head of? Like,
is he the TDA one?
No, it's like, it starts with an S or something. Cartel, Venezuelan cartel. So hard to say.
No, it's coming up with a different Cartel of the Suns.
Maybe that's what the translation is or something. Anyway, they're alleging that he's the head of a cartel down there or whatever. Who would argue that like the president of Mexico is not basically part of? That's the one. Was it?
Cartel de los Soles.
De los Soles.
Which is Cartel of the Suns.
Cartel of the Suns. Okay, so they're saying he's the head guy of that. Whatever. Okay. But yeah, and you can't make the argument that Mexico's not also a narco state and probably doing much more direct damage.
Yeah, and they have been for a very long time.
So
they could have stopped it.
Yeah.
At any point.
Sure.
And it shows because they did as soon as Trump got elected this time.
Yeah.
They put their military checkpoints up and they stopped the flow. It wasn't just us here on our border stopping it. It was Mexico stopping it in the south.
When was Chapo grabbed? Chapo Guzman. Was that under Trump? His first one?
Because we had him and then he escaped.
Yeah.
We put him in his own. It was like a Pablo Escobar thing where they're like, you can have your own prison in my own mansion. Sure.
Yeah.
In 2023.
So 2023. So shit. Oh, Biden. Wow. Okay.
Was that recent?
I guess so. Yeah. The second one. Yeah. So
that's crazy.
They can grab whoever they want. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
Delta can't go take whoever they want.
Whoever they want. Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world. Like,
so that's what I'm saying. It's my neighbor with the red car getting his ass beat while my other 2 neighbors have red cars and they're fine. Yeah. You know, like we all just have to look at that and be like, okay,
maybe there's some shit we don't know.
Maybe
that is leading towards these things. And I'm always open to that, but I'm also,
I don't trust them.
Yeah. I don't trust the government at all. Like I've seen what they've done before and I'm pretty sure they're lying about everything they fucking do. Pretty sure.
And if the truth was an argument that was like in our interest, I think they would just say it personally. I think like they wouldn't have to lie about the real reason they're doing it if it was really in our interest.
So few people care about that they drum up dumbass stories that are more about drumming up emotional support for it.
Drugs is one of those.
Yeah. It's like, because all the Americans have, or huge number of Americans have been affected by the drug stuff. So they're like, oh, they're bad. So now, because they're just all they're trying to do is connect this guy's bad. So we had to get rid of him.
Yeah.
And now they're on the side rather than like the real story of, he was a bad dude. Yeah, he was causing some problems here, but maybe there's some other reasons too.
I think that's a consequence of democracy because in democracy, you only have to convince the largest portion of people. And remember, the people with low IQs make up half of all people, you know, and let's say maybe a little more than half. Cause you know, if average is 100, that means half the people are below that, then you still have a significant portion that are like 105, 110, like they're not going to really resonate with the intellectual argument.
Yeah.
Like, but even if the real argument was, hey, seizing control of Venezuela will make gas $1, if that were true, then they would just say that. But I don't think that's really the case, because I think it's probably going to make some people real rich, and some companies are going to do well. The lithium, like all the cell phone tech companies, they'll do well. But how do you make that argument to America that this is going to be good for you? Like, is my iPhone going to be cheaper? Like, no? Okay, well.
No, but if you own stocks, those stocks are going to appreciate.
Well, who owns stocks? It's not exactly the bottom,
Right. It's the same thing with about printing money. Who does that benefit?
Well, Congress owns a lot of stocks. Let's just say that, which is why they'll probably be on board with it.
For sure.
But Massey went on a tirade. Thomas Massey, he went on a tirade today about how this was unconstitutional, and if this is an act of war, so this should have been voted on in Congress. Which I get. Like, you can't really be like, let's have a vote whether we're going to go snatch somebody, because now he's going to be like, oh shit, they're coming to snatch me.
I better do something about this.
I get it, but like, okay, now we snatched him. Now let's vote on it or whatever. I don't know. Something.
It becomes like, I don't. Maybe this was 100% necessary to protect our interests.
Make the argument.
It just becomes like what would happen to the world if we just left everybody else the fuck alone and just did our own thing and focused on the numerous problems we have here in America that we could probably, if we, instead of giving all this money in foreign aid and doing all these other things, that we just poured that money into our own country and fixed
That's my
even
fucking
the fucking
problem.
roads.
That's my whole problem. Being an America first person is like, you got to convince me that this is more important than the fucking all our cities falling apart. These 10 million people that are here illegally, this degradation of our culture, the birth rate being 1.6. Like, we have serious.
Probably need to fucking fix
We
that.
gotta fucking do something. Like, they're like, well, we can't do any of that, and I know things are costing a lot more, but we got something.
But
for
we
you.
got the
war in Venezuela. It's like,
What?
Fuck, man. Like, okay, how's that helping me?
I know eggs are like $5 an egg, but fucking Venezuela's not doing anything.
Even if they
anymore.
said, hey, like, we're going to seize all the eggs from Venezuela and eggs will be fucking cheap. At least say something like that.
At least
Say
something.
something. Give me something. They'll just tell me we're stopping drugs from coming in, because you're not doing anything about Mexico, and it's right there.
right there.
If you were going to stop drugs, you would do that.
Biggest thing. We could have like done something to that decades ago.
That'd be like me saying, hey, I know we all hate people who drive red cars, but I'm beating up everyone that drives red cars 2 neighborhoods over. They're like, what about all them people that drive red cars in our neighborhood? You're like, no. No, come on, man. You
we
guys
got to deal with those guys.
we gotta
deal with those guys.
Don't worry, it's gonna be good for you.
Yeah.
How? Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Yeah, dude.
Just trust us.
It's just trust us. Yeah, just trust
me,
plan.
bro.
Trust me, bro.
I'm gonna fact check myself.
Uh-oh.
So Chapo versus Choppy.
Oh,
The
his son.
was
His son.
in 2023.
All right.
Okay.
It was actually 1993, and then again in 2014.
So,
No,
that was Obama
It
then.
says first
20
captured in Guatemala, extradited to Mexico in 1993.
It's been a while. I didn't know it was that long.
Escaped from Mexican prison in 2001.
Dressed as a woman, I heard.
Again
Something like
in
that.
2014.
He escaped in 2014 though, right? He escaped from that
in
place.
2015.
Okay.
Boom.
Recaptured in 2016.
Okay. So that
all right,
under
there we
Trump.
go.
Okay.
2023, who has the same name, just goes by Choppy.
Choppy.
Yeah. All right. So 2016 sounds a lot better to me. Like, I was like, even 2014 seemed too long ago.
I think Obama was taking money from him. I don't think he would have. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
But yeah. Okay. So he got sacked up 2016 under Trump.
Dude, that was these stories of these guys doing this stuff is the same. Like Pablo Escobar's was like in and out of prison. They're like they built a compound for him eventually.
I heard. Or I watched the show on
TVs and
Netflix.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was in there. Like he had his own little.
Yeah.
It was he was running his cartel from there.
Yeah. You're like, but he's in jail.
Yeah.
I'll take that jail. I'll go there.
Sure.
We're like, he's got all these flat screen TVs and he's
which was revolutionary. What CCOT was, what the El Salvadorian president did, Bukele, because like he took all these fucking dudes and that's a real prison that they're in.
Oh,
with the bags over their heads and they're all fucking in their white chonies, just handcuffed in rows. Like that's not a cool place. No. That's a real prison. So he cleaned his country up. If you're gonna do it, you got to fucking do it like that. Yeah. Yeah, this putting them in their own prison doesn't seem like a solvable thing. But now that he's here,
So they brought him here, right? Because I saw a picture of DEA agents or whatever.
Those are Army personnel for
those
sure.
Those are Army, but there was someone with like it had like he wasn't hiding his ID. It was like a DEA placard on the
They
vest.
need to make it look like it's about drugs. So yeah,
I mean that's a good
DEA is the way to go. Yeah.
I'm sure it was absolutely a DEA agent.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure it was. Not fucking CIA station officer, whatever his name is. Yeah. Or does it say what they're charging him with? Maduro? The actual charge?
Because there's a lot of people you could charge in a lot of other countries.
That's when it matters who they charge, for sure.
How do you...
Narcoterrorism.
Cocaine importation, conspiracy, possession of machine guns.
Possession of machine guns?
Oh, come on. All right, let's drop that one.
Come on, Second Amendment, bro. Come
Possession
on.
of machine guns? Like,
Second
bro,
Amendment.
hey, if I was the leader of any country, I would have all kinds of machine guns.
Sure.
I want them now, but I can't until this NFA thing goes away.
Oh, they got his sons too?
Damn.
It doesn't say they have them, it just says they're facing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, they'll get them if they want them. There might be leverage. Be like, hey, go along with this, or we don't bring your sons in alive. How about that? You know? His wife. Yeah, I thought I heard his wife was taken. She's being charged with the same thing. I'm assuming. Yeah. Okay. Well,
we're all a part of it. Yeah.
So let that be known. You go down together. All right. It's a ride or die.
That's how it should be. You know?
Yeah. She's gonna be like, I had no idea he was the head of a cartel.
Right? We just lived in these mansions.
Yeah. I was constantly having to get stains out of the floors, big red stains. Yeah,
Spilled wine
he's
all
got
the time.
blood all over him. I wonder if, they must have tuned him up or something. I don't know.
His face looks okay though.
Yeah, I wonder what that blood's from. I don't know. Probably his bodyguard standing right next to him, just head exploded right in front of him or something. Yeah.
Walking down the hallway and just boom, gone.
Shit. Yeah.
Poor guy.
Well, that's a crazy one. I guess the other thing I wanted to talk about, I don't know if you've been paying attention to the fraud in Minnesota.
Oh,
yeah. Who are from a country called Somalia. And you mentioned that guy who wrote the book about Black Hawk Down.
Yeah.
Do you remember where that took place?
That was also Somalia.
Also Somalia. Mogadishu. Yeah. So a lot of people don't know this. I'll talk about it on the podcast real quick. I think Somalia is now officially the longest running war in our history. It's been 20. It happened around the initial invasion of Iraq. We started bombing them. So it's been going on the entire time. Like Trump has bombed the shit out of them still.
Wait, they're still bombing?
Still bombing them. Still bomb. No one knows this, right? Yeah.
Well, what the fuck?
When was the last bomb on Somalia dropped by the U.S.? By the U.S., not the Israelis. Same thing, but you know.
I mean, they're constantly doing terrorism shit. They've been doing it, for
sure.
But
why?
But what impact do they have? I get what we did initially, right? We had guys over there to do the humanitarian stuff and the food, but then we brought in all the food and then the warlords just kept it,
which is what happens.
That's never happened before in human history.
Sure.
And then so we lost a few guys. Then we went to capture and it spawned from there. But what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
What do you, there's these guys probably have no. I mean, maybe I'm missing some shit because I don't know the history.
They're
of
pirates
Somalia from them.
I don't know.
Other than they're pirates, right? Yeah. Pirating the people. Is that what it is that keeps us?
I don't know.
Because they keep sending dudes out to take ships, right?
They're all daycare workers now, so I don't know.
Yeah,
it seems like we solved it.
Yeah, they became legitimate.
Yeah, they went legit.
I mean, the last ones that are showing up from a legitimate site are in July.
Last July. A lot of people don't even know that. Probably they're like, "What? We're at war? We were at war with Somalia." Yeah.
No, I would just.
Dropping bombs. I would call that war. That's if someone did that to us, we would probably consider that war.
I would consider.
Consider it war. Yeah, it's a failed state.
Unless it's Mexico, I guess.
Yeah, unless it's Mexico, which 0 bombs last I heard dropped by us
or our own politicians. In which case,
at least 87 drone strikes, raids, and other U.S. military engagements have hit Somalia last year.
So last year, 87 drone strikes.
Delta's back over there.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a war to me. I don't know how much each one of those drone strikes cost, but it's not zero. Yeah, it's not cheap.
They just haven't. We've gotten a lot better at war since then.
Sure.
So, they haven't.
But
how any of our guys?
How crazy is that? Most people don't even know what wars we're involved in. No. Like if I ask someone to what wars are we involved in, they might say I don't know. They might say Iraq, maybe. I don't know. We're not even. I don't know, Syria, I guess. But no one would say Somalia.
You can't keep up with everywhere that we're doing. I mean, until
because they're not technically legal wars. Like Congress
Yeah,
never
no,
voted
right.
on that.
Their
Yeah.
military actions.
Their military action. Like Putin's doing what do you call it? He called it he has a name for it, whatever he calls his Ukrainian thing. It's like a military, wow, he might call it a war now, but initially, like the first year or two, he was like, no, this is a
Just a little
military expedition or something. It's like, the fuck?
Special military operation.
Special military operation. That's what we've been doing in Somalia for 20 years. Special military operations.
Bro.
Some people might call it war.
Some people might call it war.
Yeah.
When dudes with giant beards kick in your door and shoot you in your fucking man cave or whatever it is.
Did you ever see this video? I used to watch it when I'd go like running or rucking. Like I would just play it on the treadmill or stuff. It's these SF dudes and they're in Niger. I think it's like a Nigerian, like if you just Googled like,
was this the one where they got killed? They got ambushed?
They all got killed.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up.
There's a helmet cam of it, dude. It's a wild one. It's a bad one. But everyone's like, what the fuck? What were they doing? You know, like
no one fucking knew.
No one knew. Yeah. They were just, I mean, that's boots on the ground. I mean,
dude.
Uniformed boots on the ground.
Yeah. They were running some shit and they didn't have up armored vehicles.
No.
And that was,
they were fighting Boko Haram, I guess, or some
probably
some
Boko Haram.
terrorist organization, but like inside another country that we're not at war with officially, you know.
And they got fucking ambushed hard.
They did get ambushed. Dude, it was like hundreds of dudes that fucking ambushed them.
Yeah.
It's a lot of dudes.
And they got, I think, we didn't know much about those stories until one of the widows of the guys that got killed. You know, it was a similar thing to Brian Terry. So his family is the reason we found out about Fast and Furious.
You sure? Yeah.
And so one of the widows from those guys getting killed really kept pushing and pushing and pushing until some of the truth came out about what's going on.
And here's the thing. If you're just fighting terrorists to fuck up terrorists, why not tell the American people? You know, like,
sure, yeah.
Why not? Like, I would not be like, oh, we can't do that. You know what I mean? Like,
go fucking do it.
Yeah,
man.
go fucking. Like, oh, there's bad guys. You know they're bad guys. Boko Haram, they're bad guys.
Well, they kidnapped all those girls. Yeah. Go kill those fucking guys. No one's gonna be mad about
Zero
that.
people will care.
But then go kill them and then leave. You know, like
that's the problem.
We don't need to occupy everything.
That's the problem.
It makes it more dangerous for our own people too. Then we lose a bunch of dudes. And did you listen to Joe Kent on Sean Ryan? You know who Joe Kent is?
Sounds super familiar. Glasses, like a nerdy looking dude. No,
he has curly hair. He looks kind of like a nerd, but he was Army Special Forces. He did a lot of shit. Like he's one of those nerd assassin kind of guys. But he's been out for a while now, and he's running for Congress or some shit up in Washington. Like,
okay,
that's Joe Kent. I love listening.
Okay,
solid dude. When he starts talking, his wife Shannon Kent was one of the few females that was killed in Syria. I know about. I do know about this. Dude,
yeah.
And he was telling her, like, I think he said it was the week before she got there was a market bombing or some shit.
Yeah.
Like he's like, don't be the last person to die for a war that no one cares about.
Well, Syria's not doing well right now.
Yeah. And this was way before. This was like 2014. Sure. Like she was a legendary badass in the military world. She got in the same unit he did.
Huh? 2019.
19. My years are all fucked up. Don't count it.
I mean, so much has happened, dude. And like Syria's an ally now, just so we know, or whatever. I mean, their president was in the White House, or some people would call head of Al-Qaeda was in the White House.
Oh, solid.
Yeah. Jelani is the
Jelani. Yeah.
That's the president of the Syrian Liberation Army or whatever, who was just a Bin Laden head chopper a couple years ago, you know.
And he turned around.
He was the emir of Al-Qaeda in Syria. You know, that's a meaningless title. It was more of like a figure title, you know.
Yeah.
Didn't mean it literally.
Yeah. Just the head of a cartel.
It'd be like, I'm the head of Sinaloa. Yeah. But yeah, dude. So like, and maybe you remember this, but Trump tried to pull all the troops out of Syria. I think most people didn't know we had troops in Syria.
Well, he didn't know, right?
Well, he didn't know how many were there, and they told him, they lied to him. The ambassador to Syria. Who was the ambassador to Syria that lied to Trump about the troop numbers? He lied to them. I think he either told them that we had less troops or that we were pulling them out, and they just didn't. And he said this in an interview with military.com, just said it like, we lied to the president about, which I think is some kind of offense, you know?
Seems like it would be.
Yeah.
Especially
James Jeffrey. That's the dude's name.
Especially if you're getting orders by the president, bro. Like, I mean, even just from the agencies that we work for, like if you get told to do something, like a lot of people commit treason.
Well, here's the thing. Who's really running the military? If it's not the president, is it the generals? Is it
The
who is
CIA?
is it the CIA? Who's running? Are they their own thing? If the president says, I want you to pull our troops out of Syria, and you say no, or we already did, or whatever. There's an interview with Trump that he was given to 60 Minutes or something where he's like, I want to pull everyone out, but they don't want to leave. They want to stay there forever. It's something called the military industrial complex. It's a real crazy interview because he just said the shit out loud. But it's like, hold on, aren't you the commander in chief?
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. Who's telling you
told
no?
him to leave?
Yeah,
And
who
they
is
said
telling
no?
you no? That means there's somebody above you in the military, which I'm sure you went through your chain of command. Usually it's the president's at the top, right?
Yeah.
Like usually, like head of the executive branch.
I've never seen anything else.
I've never seen anything else. But according to Trump, obviously there is somebody or some people, someone else. There's another group, something that's, I don't know what it is. No idea. It might be fucking companies. I don't know. Who
There
knows?
was
Could be the CIA.
in this book. It was a book about the history of Afghanistan, written by Steve Cole. I'm just blanking on the name. I only got through like half of it, but it was a history of Afghanistan from the Soviet invasion to 9/11. And at one point,
Ghost Wars. Ghost Wars. Secret History of the CIA.
Yeah.
Afghanistan and Bin Laden.
Steve Cole,
That's what came up.
is that his name? Oh, well.
When I Googled
Anyway,
it.
people can find that book.
This is the one. So it was Fox. Okay.
So Bush, back when the CIA was doing shit in Afghanistan long before 9/11,
Sure.
at one point they came up to Bush, who was the president, and something was getting discussed about this. He's like, hey, that's still going on.
He's like, what? Hold on.
And that
Yeah.
guy ran the CIA too for a while.
Let me turn this up. I'm going to play this just so we can hear it. All right. Yeah, don't do that.
Tremendous power economically. If I can solve things economically, that's the way I want it.
So you can reassure people you're not looking for some kind of conflict in Iran. And
Well, I'm the one that talks about these wars that are 19 years and people are just there. And don't kid yourself, you do have a military industrial complex. They do like war. You know, in Syria with the caliphate. So I wipe out 100% of the caliphate. That doesn't mean you're not going to have these crazy people going around blowing up stores and blowing up things. These are seriously ill people. I don't want to say, oh, they're wiped out, ISIS. But I wiped out 100% of the caliphate. I said, I want to bring our troops back home. The place went crazy. They want to you have people here in Washington.
want it.
They never want to leave. I said, you know what I'll do? I'll leave.
Who doesn't want to leave? Like, you get to decide whether we leave or not, right? Like, isn't that like, who are you talking about? Like, they don't want to leave. It's the military industrial complex. Well, like, who? It's the CEO of Raytheon? Like, who are we talking about right now? Congress people?
What
Senators?
operations are you? I mean, yeah, I can. But
If he's the commander in chief and he's like, I want to leave, the generals are supposed to be like, okay,
Let's go.
We'll figure out how. This is our plan about how to leave. They're not going to be like, no, we're not doing that.
You know
like,
what no one
the fuck?
cared about was
What?
like when they said do that in Afghanistan, and they said they dropped everything to leave in the worst,
Including our
fucking
allies
possible-
everywhere.
Yeah, just dropped all the. Oh, we'll just leave your Blackhawks.
They
They'll be
literally
fine,
drop
right?
people off planes. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody cared about leaving. Then they're just like, fuck it, we're gonna all leave, and
Sure.
we'll fuck up a lot of things in the process. But
The best thing Biden
not
did was get
serious.
us out of Afghanistan, but the way he did it was, of course, he fucked it up.
Yeah.
Like, of course.
well, like everybody wanted to get out. Like
Sure. Everyone. Yeah.
other than maybe some people that.
Well, CEO of Raytheon probably didn't want to get out.
Probably
Yeah.
didn't want to, But like when you're in the middle of some of that stuff as a soldier or something, some of those sometimes
Yeah.
people don't want to.
Sure.
But man, there needs to be long-term strategic goals for us to be inside these countries because you're costing. Who cares how much money you cost people, but you're costing dudes' lives
Yeah.
by being
It's real
over there.
cost.
And I forget what years it was that Trump said that. Maybe I don't think it was his whole presidency. There were years when he was saying they started building that exit strategy, and no Americans got killed in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And that was great.
'Cause
And like in the way, like, hey, like, but let's get the fuck out of here and be done with this.
Because
thing.
he's like, that's the same speech. He was like, I called the head of this
Yeah.
Al Qaeda and the Taliban. And I was like, here's a picture of your house. It's a beautiful house. Like just to let him know where it's at, like we'll blow you up,
I hope that was real. And it's not
for
just him
sure it was
bullshitting
real.
Yeah.
That dude was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best one is when he talks about Abu Bakr Bakar al-Baghdadi.
Yeah.
He's like, he died like a dog. Like,
That's the Shane Gillis
Yeah,
thing. When I first heard that, I was like, he's just making this shit up. Or he's like, no, that's his full freestyle 40-minute speech. You're like,
it's the best and worst thing about Trump. He'll just fucking say what's on his mind.
100%.
But then the problem is, then when he says the truth, they don't want to leave. The poll place went crazy. I want to pull people out. They don't want to pull people out.
Yeah.
But then it's like, now I have questions. Who doesn't want to leave? Who's running this place now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I'm
that's,
just telling you can't
I'm
do
glad
this
you
shit.
said it. You said the truth,
Yeah.
but now you're going to have to kind of answer who's running this shit.
We should probably fix that.
We should probably fix
You
that
know,
because that
this-
is not the way I think this country was supposed to be
Not
set
the way
up.
it's supposed to be,
yeah.
man.
You're the civilian head of the armed forces. Like that's supposed to be your job. And if ambassadors are lying to you about troop numbers, did that
That's
guy go to jail?
insane.
No, he didn't go to jail because like if I'm at work and someone asks me something and I just straight fucking lie to them, like, did you arrest these people? And I'm like, nope, I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And then they find out I did have something to do with it. I'm going to pay a consequence for that, as I should. Where's the consequence for what he just said? Like, I want to pull people out. They don't want to pull people out. We didn't pull people out. That kind of makes me think you're not the one in charge, bud.
Yeah. Unless they said something that convinced you,
Then say
not
that.
do it. Right.
But that's
yeah,
not what he
yeah.
said. And I think if
Yeah.
that was true, he would have said that. 'cause
Right. He could have
just
said, hey,
shit.
they told me about these other things that we
Sure.
needed. We had other reasons to stay. And okay. All right.
Yeah, like the pull out of Afghanistan. If any general, if Biden said, I want to pull everyone out right now, I'm sure the generals would have been like, well, sir, we still have a lot of equipment over there. We still have alliances and we have to get certain people. We have to allow a certain amount of time to get our collaborators, if you want to call them, out of the country and all this stuff so they don't get executed. All this,
seems like a good idea.
like, and then he could be like, okay, you have 48 hours. Well, we need 72. And then he's like, okay, done deal. See, that would be like, he's still in charge, but the generals are conveying.
They're giving him a perspective that he can't know. right?
Exactly.
Like you can't know any of this shit.
Yeah.
You might be the commander in chief, but you don't know anything about what it takes to run a war. Obviously, neither do some of the generals because they
sure.
fucking lost the wars and
Yeah.
fucked a lot of shit up.
Yeah, if you're a street cop and then your lieutenant's like, we need to clean up this neighborhood, so we're gonna fucking flood this neighborhood with people or whatever, and then the cops that are on the ground are like, no, that's not gonna work. You can't throw people at it. What you want to do is you want to get small like teams in there to build relationships with the community, and then like we'll figure out a way, like we'll start targeting the people that are the problem makers, and we'll take them down. Like come up with a plan that the lieutenant can't know, know. So, but the street cop who's in it every day would know. So the general who's in it every day dealing with the plans and all the he has a good overview, Trump's just kind of like, I want to leave Afghanistan or whatever, it's your job to say, so you're the street cop. Okay. You want to clean this neighborhood up. Cool. My job is to give you 3 options about how we can do that.
Right.
So,
You're the one making the strategic decisions.
Yeah.
We're just trying to help it get implemented.
it's not my job to say no, or it's not my job to be like, yeah, we'll do that and just not do it. That's not my job. Yeah.
crazy.
Which is what's happened to Trump a bunch of times. So
It's wild.
yeah, dude, I don't know. Stuff like that makes me ask questions about who the fuck is running this place.
And there's probably some people with a charge of agencies, which, we can talk the bureaucratic
The deep state.
Yeah. But like, sometimes he just says shit and people are like, is that guy for real? Are we really doing that? Or is he just saying some shit, like
we're going to turn Gaza
release
into the Riviera.
Epstein
Like
files.
what? Yeah. The Epstein files.
You're
Yeah.
like, and then nothing happens.
Well, the Epstein files, he's like, there are no Epstein. Well, no, first he's like, I'm going to release the Epstein files.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. He gets in. He's like, it's a Democrat hoax. There are no Epstein files.
You're still talking about that guy?
And then it turns into there's a million Epstein files. It's like, what the fuck is going on right now?
What is going on?
Yeah. So the argument that I heard from the right is that there is Epstein files, but it's all just, just stuff that will make him look bad, but nothing criminal. Like this is what they're saying. Well, if that's true, then just fucking release it, dude. Like, dude, he's already gone to. He had a mugshot taken. He's charged with rape. I mean, everyone believes he paid some porn star $100,000 to not talk about sleeping with him while his wife was pregnant. Like he's already got a bunch of. Nobody thinks he's a great dude,
Right.
So if it's not criminal, then just release it. Like, what is he going to do? This is his last term.
His last time. He's not running again.
Exactly.
And even if he tries, like that's not going to happen.
Sure. I hope not, because I have a bet going that I said he's not going to try to run again, and then someone said he is, and I owe him a cup of coffee if he does. So,
Is somebody we work with?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, something very left leaning. So I hope he's not right. But
But nobody wants that. Like
No.
you did your 2 terms, man. Like
yeah, get out.
whatever dirt it is, like nothing. Yeah, nobody thinks this guy's a pastor leading a church and he wouldn't be in this position if he was that guy, right? Like, you're in this position to do these things that you told the American people you were going to do. That's why they fucking elected you.
And this is why I'm upset with him, because I'm like, his biggest thing was one of the Epstein files, which he fought tooth and nail to not release, and now was released. I don't know. And then it's like a redacted version. He botched it, whatever. The other big thing was, I'm going to drain the swamp, right? That's what he's been saying since 2016. I don't feel like he's really drained the swamp. I still feel like all the same fucking people are still around. You know, Nancy Pelosi's still there. Chuck Schumer's still there. The Clintons are fine. Like, Obama's walking around. Anthony Fauci is free. You know, like, what are we talking about when we say the swamp? Clapper, Comey, who? You know, because they arrested, or I don't know what they
indicted.
They indicted
right?
Comey and then fucked it up. And then I guess they're going to retry him again. So we'll see what happens with that. But I don't have a lot of hope.
I don't have a lot of hope in it.
And everyone's like, just wait. I'm like, it's not like he just said this. He's been saying this since 2015 that he was going to do this. So he had one full presidency. He had 4 years of Biden to kind of get his stuff in a row. And
I think he spent a lot of that just crying about
the election stolen and all this stuff. Well, you were president, motherfucker. Why didn't you seal up the elections? Like, you knew this was going to happen.
Every fucking year. There's an organization that audits the election machines every year before the elections. Yeah. And every single time it's like 80 or 90% effective that they can hack those machines. This has been going on for decades, you know, or at least as long as they've been doing the machines.
I'm starting to think it's not 4D chess. I'm starting to think it's not. So
I think that, you know, he's one of those guys that gets up and talks about everything he's going to do. And I think it became a lot harder when the realization is all these bureaucratic steps and processes that are in place to protect these people stop it from happening. I think it's just, this is not just like getting out all the illegals out of the country. Yeah. It's not a 4-year problem.
No.
Right. And if he thought he could come in and do all this himself, like, no, we need a shift in the entirety of this country. And we need to work on this for a decade.
But what can he do? Because you watch the Democrats, they do things. He could release the Epstein files. Yeah. He could arrest people. Let's say the charges don't stick, whatever. But you could arrest Anthony Fauci. You could arrest Chuck Schumer. You could arrest all the people from Russiagate. You know, you could arrest them.
For sure. Because
Tulsi Gabbard said they were guilty of treason is what she said. I think technically it's sedition, but like treason is what she said. Yeah. So that's your head of your DNI.
That's pretty big.
Make the arrest. Make the arrest. Then, if it doesn't stick, who cares? You fucking put.
They haven't cared about it. Yeah, they haven't cared about it. Who was the guy? Kiriakou.
Yeah, John Kiriakou.
Yeah, who was just on it. That they did that over him being a whistleblower on the
torture programs. Yeah,
and you're like, and they fucking arrested him even though they knew that there was no
instead of the people who are torturing people, which is illegal under American law. And like, I don't know, man. I'm just saying. I don't think it's. I don't think this is some grand scheme to. You know, I talked to some people in real life. Someone I told you about earlier, who is like, no, this is all going to lead to taking down Barack Obama. I'm like,
same people that said that there were all the sealed indictments before.
Yeah, dude.
Remember?
Yeah,
that was the big deal in 2020, right? Was the sealed indictments?
Sealed indictments.
They're all going to come down right before the
election. Yeah. Or he watermarked the ballots, and he's going to figure out all these fraudulent ones, and none of that. It's all just what was that called? What was that conspiracy that the right wing believed in? QAnon. Yeah. QAnon. It was all QAnon stuff, dude. Trust the plan. You know, like he's going to arrest all of them. Well, dude, he's got 3 years left. I think if he was going to arrest people, and they'll say, like, look, he's already going after Comey. He's like, well, he already fucked that up. It's been a year. Yeah. And then he's going to, the way it looks to me, they're going to not do well in the midterms just because of how they're failing. Well, no one's happy with this Venezuela thing if we go to war with them, because that's another war that getting regime change war that you ran on not doing, you know?
Well, you ran on stopping some of that.
You ran on stopping.
Getting rid of the wars and stuff.
He ran on solving the Gaza thing. He ran on day one, I'll end the war in Ukraine. You know, like that's still going.
And that's been his kind of idea even since when did he start his election stuff? Was it 15 when he came out? And was like, all of it was, we just should have never been in Iraq. We should have. And he stayed consistent with that from the beginning.
Dude, he told Jeb Bush, your brother lied us into a war. He told him that in front of everyone. Like, I mean, that's a pretty serious fucking charge.
A pretty big deal. Yeah.
That kind of means like maybe Bush can't go to jail because of some presidential immunity, but what about all the people below him? Condoleezza Rice, who's the Colin Powell, like those dudes, fucking the vice president. He doesn't have that immunity. Why don't you take those dudes down? If you really believe what you just said, that you lied us into war and how many soldiers, Americans died, and then let alone the civilian cost, which is probably 1 million, if we're talking about just Iraq, someone should pay a cost for that. There should be a consequence. That's all.
I know there's a guy that was in the room when the CIA said, slam dunk, they have weapons of mass destruction, right, for Iraq. And nobody there got held accountable. And I get that, dude, you get things wrong a lot. I get that. But are we not even using these things that we got wrong to like not do this shit and get things wrong in the future? Like, it doesn't look like we're doing it, or it doesn't look like we're learning from those processes and like, let's make these errors smaller.
It seems like they're only getting bigger and they just cover up more. I mean, John Kiriakou is an example of that, where they knew this torture program was illegal and they did it anyway. Obama said it in his inauguration speech. He was like, well, we tortured some folks. Like, you're admitting to a war crime like right now.
Didn't he continue to do it?
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little torture. Yeah. Yeah, dude. So that's what I'm saying. If you're going to drain that swamp, either three things. You can't do it. You are now part of the swamp, so you're not going to do it. Or it's not possible. Like, I don't know. Maybe
do you think it's possible?
The podcast is called One Way Out, dude. I don't think it's possible, but I hoped it was possible. I voted for this fucking guy. I voted for him because I thought
that was a big deal for you.
Yeah, it was a big deal for me. I mean, I got some things out of it. He freed Ross Ulbricht. I mean, he did do some good things with the border. I mean, I love every time I see a fucking video of like ICE mobbing down Chicago, just snatching people. I'm like, fuck yeah. I mean, I wish it was,
all the
way more. I wish everybody, the Somalians, they all got to go. Everyone's got to go. But it seems like I hoped for this huge hope, and then I got left what we're always left with, just the lesser of two evils. That's kind of what I live. Well, Kamala would have been worse, sure, but I'm not like voting for the least worst. I thought this dude was gonna.
It's like saying McDonald's is healthy for me. Like I know that doesn't mean what you're eating is good either.
Exactly. So and that's a false dichotomy, because you could just not eat either one of those things. You don't have to eat Wendy's versus McDonald's. You could just not eat either one. Like that's a possibility.
I think it's got to be a shift in America as a whole, and I don't think that's gonna.
Nah, I don't think so. That's when I don't know. It's only going one way, and it's getting worse, dude. Because I mean, AI's coming. I don't know when the last time you saw these fucking dog robots, but once they get that shit squared away, dude, like, yeah.
Did you ever read Fahrenheit 451?
No,
dude. They had a dog robot that would go after people. Like, I forget if did it smell the books. So the whole premise was that these people were like, they were firefighters, but they went to burn people's houses down that had books and stuff. And they had a robot dog that would chase after people.
Kill them?
Man, it's been so long since I read the book. I don't remember the robot dogs. I remember the guy like had to go through a river and stuff and like to throw the dog off its scent. But like, it just knowing about these AI robot dogs, I'm like, fuck, man.
Because they don't need you to be on board anymore. They've got a robot army, and it's going to do whatever.
Whereas before, you at least had to convince, although it's not that hard to convince even a group of what we saw. I don't know. It wasn't the Biden administration that released all the aliens and sold all the kids to Epstein's Island.
No,
it wasn't. A whole bunch of border patrol agents.
Sure. And ICE agents,
And ICE and all sorts of federal government, right? There were a lot of different agencies assisting in those processes.
Somebody was flying those planes to New York and landing and just releasing those people into the inner cities. Like someone was doing that. Those hotels were putting those people up. Like those were just people, like they're not working. They're not agents. Some of them. So I don't know. Trump was kind of like a Hail Mary, I think, for me. But I think like what you get when you have things like this, when people are coming to the realization that there ain't no draining the swamp, that's when you start getting real extreme people. And you're already seeing it on the left with Mamdani and some of these straight up, they're communists. They're straight up commies, which is appealing to the young people who are disenfranchised because they see the shit and they're young. So
and dumb.
And they're dumb. So like, well, if the state's going to be corrupt, they might as well be corrupt for us. That never works out. But but you're going to get the other side of that too. The right wing side of that, which is the authoritarian dictator, like militant person
Right.
that always pops
Which is what
up.
they keep saying that's what he is. and
He
he's
is not. He is not that
guy.
No, he wouldn't be worried about what some judge was saying about these.
Right.
Dude, it would be National Guard grabbing people. It would be everyone grabbing people, and they would be kicking indoors all day, all night.
Like, yeah, this is still an attempt on the side of like we're trying to do
Moderation.
this the right way,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, it's they keep painting him as if he's this hard right, and they're like, man,
I don't think there is a right way.
he's
though.
just saying like things that like go back to Obama or Clinton
Yeah.
and listen to their speeches and like, oh well, we need to stop this flow of illegal immigration. He's not saying much different.
He's a 1990s Democrat. That's
Yeah.
exactly what he is, and he always has been. I mean, that is right of what we have now, like of the Biden administration, but
Sure, yeah.
it's not right of me.
Yeah.
So, there's going to be someone on the other side, and I get nervous about both sides. I get nervous about
Absolutely.
the hardcore communist and the Pinochet hardcore right person, because in both of those situations, a lot of people die.
Yeah, and the government takes more power.
And the
right?
government takes more power. That's
Yeah.
what happens, dude.
and it's not what we want. Like this was,
I don't want it. Yeah.
This is what we wanted to kind of like, hey, we want to do these things, and by far the American people voted for that, and
This was the reasonable option. That
This
was
is
the
very-
reasonable
yeah.
option. Well, I think we tried the reasonable option, and I think that didn't work. So
it didn't work very.
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Anyway,
It's
dude.
not over yet, but
Well, almost. So we're at 134, dude. Anything
shoot.
last thing to say, dude? What do you got? Shoot,
move, communicate.
shoot, move, communicate. Yeah. Okay. Well, dude, thanks, Hannah. Thanks, Eric, for being here, dude.
Hell yeah.
Fucking, that was a good episode.
Yeah.
All right, dude. One way out.
One way out.